The tunnel air was thick with dust and fear. The humans sat in silence, catching their breath after escaping the alien harvesters. The ground above still rumbled softly. The machines were searching for them, hunting them. Captain Reed pulled off his mask and looked around at the tired faces of his team. Myra was breathing heavily, but stayed alert. Tirak, the alien who had warned them, stood at a distance, his hands shaking slightly. Reed approached him slowly. "You saved us back there," Reed said. "But I still need answers." Tirak nodded. "I will tell you everything." Everyone gathered around him, their flashlights forming a small circle of light in the dark tunnel. Tirak took a deep breath. "The pod that landed today. It marks the beginning of a 3-stage plan." "What plan?" Mira asked sharply. "The Vulcan plan to harvest Earth completely," Tirak said. "All metal, all minerals, life. Everything will be melted and carried away." Reed felt cold anger rising. Why? Earth used to be just another planet to them. Why destroy it now? Tirak's eyes lowered. Earth is rich. Richer than any world the Vulcan have taken. Your planet has rare elements we use to power our war machines. Your oceans, your mountains, all contain energy we need. We cannot risk leaving anything behind. Myra clenched her fists. "So the world must die for your fleet to live." "Yes," Tirak whispered. A heavy silence fell. Reed's voice cut through it. "You said there are 3 stages. What are they?" Tirak counted on his fingers. Stage 1. Harvesters melt the cities. Machines gather all raw material. Stage 2. Ground troops arrive. They search for any surviving humans and kill them. And Stage 3. Tirak paused. The Vulcan main fleet arrives. They will burn the planet's surface to stop any future resistance. Reed felt his heart drop. "When does Stage 3 start?" Tirak looked straight at him. 2 days. Everyone froze. 2 days, only 48 hours before Earth turned into ashes. Reed swallowed hard and forced his mind to stay calm. "Then we have no choice. We have to hit them first." Myra stepped forward. "But how?" "They have harvesters, drones, walkers, and a fleet in orbit." Tirak raised his hand. "You cannot defeat them on the ground. But you can destroy their command ship." Reed frowned. "The giant ship above Earth?" "Yes," Tirak said. "It controls all the machines. If you destroy the command ship, the harvesters will stop. The drones will lose control. The invasion will collapse. But that ship is impossible to reach," Mira said. "High above the clouds, guarded from every side." Tirak touched a metal plate on his wrist. A small hologram flickered to life. It showed the alien ships structured all, sharp, filled with weapons. "Not impossible," Tirak said softly. "There is a service gate under the ship. It opens every time the ship collects melted material. Humans can enter through it." Reed stared at the diagram. "How do you know this?" "I worked there," Tirak replied, "before they punished me." The humans exchanged glances. This might be their only chance. But trusting an alien was still dangerous. Suddenly, -A. Loud noise echoed through the tunnel. Footsteps, many footsteps. Reed drew his weapon. Mira raised her flashlight toward the noise. Shapes began to appear in the darkness, small figures. Limping, coughing, Reed lowered his gun. Survivors. A group of humans came into the light. There were old men, a young couple, and 2 children holding each other tightly. Their clothes were torn. Their faces were pale. The oldest man stepped forward. "We heard noise. We followed it. Please, help us." Reed nodded immediately. "You're safe now. Come with us." Tirak watched the scene carefully. The children hid behind their parents when they saw him. Fear filled their eyes. Reed noticed. He placed a hand on Tirak's shoulder. "He's with us," Reed said softly. "He's helping us save Earth." The children didn't understand, but they stayed close to Reed. Myra leaned toward Reed. "More civilians. Keep showing up. We can't take all of them into the mission." Reed looked at the tired survivors. "I know, but we can't leave them here to die." Tirak stepped forward. "I know a place. An old undercity shelter built before the war. It is deep, very deep. Even the harvesters cannot scan that far." Reed nodded. "Good, Mira. Escort the civilians. Take 4 fighters with you. What about you?" Mira asked. Reed picked up his weapon. His eyes burned with determination. "I'm going to prepare the strike team." Tirak stepped beside him. "I will guide you." Reed studied him for a long moment, then nodded. "Then let's do it. We only get one shot." As Mira led the civilians away, Reed and Tirak moved deeper into the tunnel. The air grew colder. The walls narrowed. Their footsteps echoed like distant drum beats. At the end of the tunnel, Reed stopped. He looked up at the cracked ceiling above, somewhere in the sky, hidden behind clouds and smoke. The alien command ship waited. Reed tightened his grip on his weapon. "We attack their heart next," he whispered. "No more hiding. No more running." For the first time since the war began, humanity wasn't planning to survive. They were planning to win. The tunnel opened into a massive underground chamber, cold, dusty, and filled with old Earth technology. Rusted machines stood like forgotten giants. Broken wires hung from the ceiling. But to Captain Reed and his team, this place was hope. "This is where we build our strike." Reed said. 10 fighters stood ready, faces serious, weapons checked. Tirak, the alien who had chosen to help them, stood near a control panel, glowing faint blue. Reed looked at everyone. "Tonight, we enter the alien command ship. If we fail, Earth dies. If we succeed, humanity rises again." No one spoke. They only nodded. Tirak activated the hologram, showing the alien ship's underbelly. "This gate opens once every hour. For 6 seconds," he said. "The ship collects melted metal through it." Reed leaned closer. 6 seconds is enough." Mira returned from the civilian escort, her face tense. "Everyone is safe in the deep shelter. They'll survive. If we win..." Reed placed a hand on her shoulder. "We will." The plan was dangerous, maybe impossible. But humans had no choice. Hours later, under the dark sky, the strike team reached the ruins of a tall tower. At the top, they could launch the jump cables that would hook onto the alien ship. Wind howled around them. Dust blew like a storm. The alien command ship loomed above, huge, cold, glowing with deadly blue light. "Get ready, Reed," said Tirak, stared up at the ship. "I never thought I would help humans board a Vercon command vessel." Reed smirked. "Life is strange." Suddenly, the ship's belly opened 6 long seconds of opportunity. "Now?" Reed shouted. The humans fired their magnetic cables. The hooks shot upward, clamping onto the ship's metal underside. The team zipped upward, rising fast into the cold wind. For a moment, Reed felt like a falling star moving upward, not down. They reached the gate just as it began to close. Reed grabbed the edge and pulled himself inside. His team followed. Tirak was last, slipping through just before the gate sealed shut. Inside the ship, everything was metallic, glowing, alive. Blue lights pulsed through the walls like veins. Strange symbols glowed under their feet. Myra whispered, "We're in the heart of the monster." Reed raised his weapon. "Then, let's cut it out." Tirak led them through narrow halls. Twice they had to hide as alien guards marched past. The tension grew tighter with every step. Finally, they reached a door marked with glowing red symbols. Tirak placed his hand on it. The door slid open. Inside was the control core of the ship, massive, circular, filled with light. At the center stood a giant blue crystal, humming with deep energy. "That is the ship's power heart," Tirak said. "Destroy it, and everything shuts down." Reed nodded. "Plant the charges." The team moved quickly, placing explosives around the core. Each soft beep felt like a ticking clock. But before they finished, loud metallic roar shook the chamber. The doors behind them opened. "Commander." Zarin entered with 8 armored soldiers. His voice thundered. "Humans. Alive. And in my ship?" Reed stepped forward, weapon raised. "We're not dead yet," Zarin pointed at Tirak. "And you?" "Traitor." Tirak's voice did not shake this time. "I chose honor. You chose destruction." Zarin let out a deep growl. "Kill them all." The chamber exploded into chaos, gunfire, alien blasts, sparks, screams. Reed fired at one soldier, hitting its armor joint. Mira knocked another alien down with a heavy pipe. Tirak leaped at Zarin, trying to claw his weapon away. Reed saw the detonator lying near the core. He ran. Zarin pushed Tirak aside and charged toward Reed. Reed grabbed the detonator. "This ends now." Zarin roared. "You will die with your planet." Reed pressed the button. A deep rumbling began. The blue crystal flashed violently. The whole ship shook. Mira shouted, "Reed, we have to get out." Reed looked at Tirak. The alien was badly hurt, but still alive. "Tirak." Reed shouted, "Come." Tirak shook his head. "I cannot." "Too injured." Reed grabbed him anyway. "You saved us. Now we save you." Together, Reed and Mira pulled him out of the chamber as alarms screamed through the ship. They ran. The hull shook. Lights shattered. Smoke filled the air. Behind them, a massive blue explosion consumed the core. The ship began falling toward Earth like a dying star. Reed shouted, "To the gate. Move." They reached the lower hatch. The cables were still attached outside. "Jump." Reed ordered, one by one. The team slid down. Reed and Mira held tightly onto the injured. Tirak and jumped last. They hit the rooftop hard as the alien ship cracked open above them. A huge fireball spread across the sky. The explosion lit the dark city like a second sun. Then, silence. The harvesters stopped. The drones fell. The walkers collapsed. Everything alien died with the command ship. Mira sat on the broken rooftop, breathing heavily. "We did it. Reed, we did it." Reed looked at the sky, glowing with victory. Humanity survives. Tirak, weak but alive, whispered, "Your world now has a future." Reed nodded. "Because of you." Below, thousands of hidden humans came out of bunkers for the first time in years. They stared at the sky with tears in their eyes. Earth was broken. But alive, humanity was bruised, but undefeated, and for the first time in a long time humans rose from the ashes. Not as victims, but as warriors.